Hey TickHosting users, have you ever needed to manage your server's files, but you couldn't over your web browser because the file size you needed to upload or download was too big to do so? Or you just needed to manage multiple files at once, but you couldn't because it got messy? Well, good news, with TickHosting, you can actually use a process called SFTP, or Secure File Transfer Protocol, to manage your server's files through an application. And the good news, we made it really easy to do. I'm going to walk you through that right now. But before we get started, you are going to need a couple things first. One, you're going to need to be able to log into your server console, which is where I'm at right now. The second thing you're going to need is your TickHosting account password, which if you created your account through Discord or Google, you might need to follow the next couple steps to get your password. Or if you forgot your password, you can just follow along. So in order to get our account password, what we are going to do is we're going to log out of our current account. And we could do that by going to this top right corner here, clicking here, and then clicking log out. And then once we're back to this main page, what we're going to do, we're going to go back up to the top right again and click login, and it will take us to this little tab here. And then once we get to this page right here, we are going to now click on the little tab that says forgot password right here. But once we click on that, it'll ask us to enter an email to receive a reset link. What you want to do is if you created your account using Google or Discord, you're going to want to input the email that's associated with that account. Then you hit send reset link, and it'll send you a link to reset your password or create it for the first time if you don't already have one. And then once you do that, you can go on to the next step. Now that you have your TickHosting account password, we can now begin the process to get the application we are going to use SFTP to connect to our server. The first step, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make sure our server is off. Making sure our server is off is crucial, as it'll ensure that no files get lost into transport or corrupted. So in order to do that, we're going to go back to our server console, where I'm at right now, and we're going to find this red stop server button right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on it to make sure our server is turned off. Now that my server is stopped, we're now going to start getting the application we're going to use. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our web browser, and we're going to search for WinSCP or WinSCP. Doing that will show a couple results, and you're going to want to look for the one that has a lock and 2 arrows as the icon. Make sure it's actually this one and not a website that's trying to trick you into thinking it's the real thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this link here, and it should take us to this blue page here. What we're going to do is we're going to get the green download now button. We are going to find that and hit it. So I can see that it's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and it'll take us to one more download page. Once again, we are going to find this green download WinSCP button right here. You might have to scroll a little bit to see it. So now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and click on it again. An ad's going to pop up. What you're going to do is you're going to just close out of the ad. All you got to do. And now, in a couple seconds, our download should start. And as you can see, it's right here and it just finished. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run the installer. So I'm going to click open file right here. And that'll give me an option. I could choose to install it for all users of the computer or install for only the current user. Since it doesn't matter to me right now, I'm just going to hit install for me only, but you can do whatever works for you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just go through the setup. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to hit accept. And then it's going to ask if you want to do a typical installation or custom installation, where you want to make sure that typical installation is selected. Once we do that, we're going to hit next. And it's going to ask us what user interface style we want between Commander and Explorer. I prefer Commander as I think it's easier to use, and we recommend that you use it too because it's easier for new people. So once we have our style selected, we're going to hit next again, and we're just going to hit install. Now we are actually installing the application. And then once that finishes, we're going to be at the end of the setup wizard, and we're going to have 2 little boxes here that are check marked. One that says launch WinSCP and another that says open getting started page. What we're going to want to do is we're going to untick this open getting started page right here. So only the launch WinSCP box is ticked. Once we do that, we can go to this bottom right and hit finish right here. Doing that will open a menu that looks like this, and now we're ready to connect to our server actually. So upon first use, you may see this field with boxes that says hostname, username, and password. That's okay. We're going to be able to get those right now by going to our server. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back to our server right here, and we're going to look on the server management tabs until we find settings right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Then we're going to look, there's going to be a bunch of boxes. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the box that says SFTP connection details, which I can see is right here. In this box, you can see that there's two smaller boxes right here, one that says server address and the other that says username. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this first one, server address, and we're going to go back to our application, and then we're going to put this in where the host name box is, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and press Control V to paste it from what I just copied, and then now we need two more, our username and our password. What we're going to do is we're going to head back to our dashboard, our server connection details right here, and we're going to copy our username now, the second box here. So I'm going to click on this little icon to copy it, and I'm going to head once again back to this application. I'm going to press Control V to once again paste it, and then now your password is your TickHosting account password, which you might have got earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and enter mine real quick. And now it's going to ask if you want to connect to an unknown server and add its host key to a cache. What we're going to do is we're just going to hit accept because we're connecting to our server. It's going to go through a couple of things, and whenever it gets done and it can connect to the server, it will let us in. Once we go through all of that, we are now officially connected to our server. So you'll be presented with two boxes if you chose the commander style like I did. The one on the left is actually our computer files, the files that are actually in our computer. And then the box on the right is actually our server's files. So as you can see, there's stuff like mods, versions, our world folder, and a bunch of other stuff. What we're going to do is I'm going to give a quick demonstration on how this program works. So let's say I want to look at my mods folder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this to open it. And then as you can see, I have a current mod right here, Apple Skin for Fabric. And let's say I don't want it anymore. What I can do is I can click on it like I did here. And I can go up here to this red X that says delete, and I'm going to click on that to delete it. It's going to ask if I want to delete the file. I'm going to say yes, I do. And then now it's gone. And then in order to get back to my root of my server files, I can go up to this file right here that says mods, and I can click on it and it'll give me a root option. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then as you can see, I'm back to where I was before. Now, if you actually need to manage your files by adding something, what you can do is you can just simply find the file you want. Let's say I want to add an Apple Skin mod back. I can click and hold it, and then I can drag it over back to where I want to put it. In this case, it would be the mods folder. So I'm going to click and drag, and then I'm going to release, and I'm going to hit OK. And now that just copied over that mod from my computer into my server files. If I double click on mods again, it will now show that I have the Apple Skin mod again. Thank you all for watching, and if you ever need further help, feel free to join the Discord with the link in below to get help from our support team. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.